It's Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys. Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone out there doing? We having a little bit of operating difficulties with Lawrence has some internet issues over there. But how's everyone doing on this beautiful Wednesday, this mighty hump day, middle of the week? Who we have here? Oh, Welsh Rob, Sunrise. So was it Sunrise Water Media? What's up? How you doing? Jack Rabbit, Drone Shots, JSK. What's going on? Who else is here? Who else is here? Oh, you guys the only ones here in the chat. What's up? So how's everyone doing on your Wednesday, this beautiful Wednesday? Sun is shining here in New York. How's the weather out there where you guys are? There's a lot of stuff happening out there with the drone world. You know, a lot of things going on. We got some interesting stuff to talk about tonight. Hope you guys got to enjoy that those Prime deals. A lot of Prime deals was out there. A lot of stuff for the home and stuff like that. Prime deals. Hey, Welsh Rob, what's good? What's up, Drone Shots? Yeah, you know, we had a few things we were going to talk about tonight, a couple of things on it. You know, a lot of drone companies are starting to wake up and see new things on the horizon. I don't know. I think that a lot of things are going more towards the enterprise direction and towards a lot of the working class drones. But you know, us consumer guys, so the guys that like these consumer drones, there's a lot of stuff going on out there for you too. I'm just waiting here for my co-host Lawrence to he's able to pop in and hang out with us. You know, like I said, he's having some internet issues, so I'm doing it here until he gets in here. I'm glad to hear that, Drone Shots. All right, Welsh Rob, I'm glad to see you doing all right. It is Wednesday, the middle of the week, you know, and like I said, we have some stuff going on here tonight. You know, there is a new drone we're talking about tonight that's supposed to be coming up, and we had some things going on with the whole proposal of the beyond visual line of sight. So a lot of interesting things, you know. Some people are having some issues with it, and some aren't. You know, I don't know what the stake is to gain, but some and there's some things going on in Japan. So hey, what's going on here, Andy? Brent Ariels, what's going on? SJM Drones, what's going on? Yes, what's going on? Now, how would you pronounce that? Yak 310? I'm sorry. I wear these glasses to be able to read, but somehow this chat is just, I hate these glasses. I got to get new ones. Quadcopters in tech, what's going on? Mike? Oh, here comes Lawrence right now. We'll be letting him in here in a few minutes. He'll be coming back to hang out with us. But yeah, like I was saying, there's some things going on, some volcanoes and stirring up over in Japan that, you know, there was some surveys going on. We'll be talking about a little bit of it all tonight, you know, and a few more other things. How you doing there, Lawrence? Well, maybe his audio is not set yet. You got the vertical view, huh? It's trending. Okay. We can't hear you, Lawrence. No. I think the headset might be tuned to your phone. Yeah, your audio's coming up now.
All right, now I can hear you, so I need to turn down the live stream. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can
hear
you.
Okay. Allow, Zoom, allow. All right, good. We're in. I'm here, man, finally. Sorry about the ceiling fan booger view. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm wearing a prop, man,
it
right
makes
here.
it
It's
makes
my
you look
halo.
taller.
Like I need to get any freaking taller.
That's
But
why
anyway,
you shoot with the Osmo, you either hold it out straight or bring it down a little bit. Makes you look taller.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's out. It just went out, so I know. That's why I'm not even bothering with it. I got the tablet here. I got this. When it turns back on or it kicks back in, maybe I'll have to buy a new extender. That's what I'm thinking. All right, don't worry about it. I'm live.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that.
We're here.
Tech support was coming to the rescue,
Oh, was he?
but I was like, don't worry about it. We can worry about it at another issue. It's
So no,
still Prime Day.
I was just letting everyone know what's going on. Now I was saying that there's a lot of Prime deals out there, but Lawrence, how is your Wednesday going other than the fact that the internet is having some issues?
Um, okay. I guess it was hot as a mole out there today, but other than that, I'm doing good. I had to do a job this morning and then come back home and set up for the live stream, but I'm doing good. What's up with you, man? What's up with everybody in the chat? I can see
Well,
the chat. I'm not gonna bother trying to type. It's just too much.
well, I actually hello there. Oh, we got here. I went out earlier to take care of something, and it was so hot that I was like, yeah, I'm going home. As soon as I'm finished here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get these shots and get out of here, and I'm gone. I'm leaving.
And I'm not coming back.
Leaving.
We're supposed to be doing a drop and a shot tonight, right?
Yeah.
A couple. All right. Well, I need to go make a shot. So you can keep talking. I'm gonna put the camera down like that and go make a shot.
It came in, but no, that was so damn hot out there today. And they claim it was 91, but it felt like the sun was just like on my shoulder, like,
Hades level.
hey, move the camera a little bit to the left.
I call it Hades level, where it's so hot that Hades would probably be a little cooler. Or it's trying to get as hot as Hades in
Yeah, like,
some way, shape, or form.
you know what? I've experienced that. I was in Nevada and I'm coming across the bridge, walking across across one of those bridges across the strip.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, would you stop leaning on me?
The sun, right?
The sun was just like leaning on my neck. Like,
yeah, that's that Midwest, West Coast sun.
And you know what? I just couldn't imagine that heat if they had humidity.
Stop.
People would be
it would be unbearable.
You would have to walk around with IV.
Yeah, you would. What's up, everybody in the chat? I'm sorry, I'm in nose cam mode today, so unfortunately, the internet is acting well. Actually, the internet is still on, but where I'm at, the Wi-Fi extender has decided to shit the bed. Remember, I was telling you I was getting internet unstable because I'm plugged in hardwire to it. I need a wireless dongle for my PC, so in the event that happens, I can plug it in and take over.
Oh, you have Wi-Fi on your PC?
No. The board isn't Wi-Fi either. Come on, you know what I'm dealing with from back in the day.
So you're gonna have a problem.
Yes. Now, see, if I had that Wi-Fi dongle, I could connect directly to the router in the back of the house. You understand? But I'm not going to worry about it now. I'm not going to shit on my parade. Let's get on with the live stream.
No, I'm just saying, I had the issues with Best Buy, and the issues with Best Buy continue.
What are they doing now?
Well, I told you, I was waiting and waiting and waiting on the drone, and I was like, well, you told me
Mm-hmm.
this date. Then you pushed it back to the 4th of July. And then when that weekend, when before that weekend even came, you pushed it back.
Thanks, Jody. I'll look
I
into
was,
that.
so I told you, I called up the store in Paramus, and they said they had some. I went over there and got one.
Right, which is what you were supposed to do.
Right, but then
Um,
this shows up after I canceled
wow.
it.
Wow. Y56 E card. E card. I'm just writing down what to get. And once I get off this live stream, I'm probably gonna order it.
Robert,
Being that it's still Prime Day. What's up, Rojo?
Robert.
How are you, man? Hope all is well. Yes, I did. Robert hit me up on Xbox today because I was playing Sniper Elite 5. Those you don't know, it's one of those real sniper games where you have to get up in these weird outlook points and snipe people from a distance and try to infiltrate and all of that. But he was asking me how did I like it. I like it, but just hard as in easy mode, it's hard as.
What war
So
is that?
Herman, now do you have two? Scott says, Jack Rabbit.
Well, I'm gonna probably take it down to the store and get a refund for it,
Yeah.
unless someone wants
AZ.
to purchase it. But I have no
Right,
reason to keep it because they didn't give me my money back, and I don't need it.
right.
You know, I
I
bought it
get it.
and I have all the extra batteries I need. I mean, how many batteries do I need for the mini three?
Yeah, especially. You're right. You're
And
right.
charges, and I'm not going to use the purse. I mean the bag. So I mean,
No, I'm listening.
yeah. So I mean,
I'm reading the chat.
I'm gonna take it down to the store and get my money back.
Hell yeah.
I mean, because they canceled the drone, but they didn't cancel that.
Right. So now you have two Fly More bundles
Yeah.
for the Mini 3.
The
When
plus.
at first you didn't have one. So you got the Mini 3 Plus
Yeah.
edition.
No,
That's what's up.
the kit is the Fly More kit plus. That's the
Okay.
extended batteries. You can get there's two Fly Mores, one with the regular
Oh
battery.
yeah. You're right.
Your drone always under the 250, and then you got the other one with the extended batteries where you're going to be over 250 because you don't
Some
care
alcohol.
really.
Guy goes, what's in the glass? I go, alcohol. It's just colored that color, but there's alcohol in there.
Yeah, but as far as the prime day, I mean, I hope everybody, if everyone was looking to pick up a drone, I mean, wow. I mean,
Oh, my boy decided he was going to get the Mini 3. He said, why am I going to pay that for the Mini 3 when for $1,000 I could get the Air 2S? In
right,
fact, $1,039
yeah, but yeah,
before tax.
yeah, but you look at the savings on that, man. You're saving $260 from the original price, man.
Mm-hmm. The unconscionables are on. I just, sorry, I just get these strange alerts
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I got it too.
okay.
But
But
yeah,
listen, I can't listen. I'm not going to lie to you, Herman. If I had the extra money, I would get a second Air 2S. Seriously, and I would keep it in a box, or I would donate it to those guys. That side of those guys,
well, here's
just
the
to
thing.
have in the arsenal.
Well, here's the thing. I thought about that as when it came to the
True, Tony.
when it came to the Mavic 3,
Right.
and I'm looking and I'm waiting to see what's happening with the Mavic 3. If there's anything else is going to come from it, because you know how DJI is.
Mm-hmm. As soon
And
as you look this way, they come from that way with something else.
DJI is that company that believes in giving their customers buyer's remorse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'll go out and pick up, if I was to say like, okay, let me pick that up and put it down and it's there for that purpose
Right.
of the company's use.
Well, like I said, if I could have afforded it, I wouldn't
They'll
mind
come
getting
out with
a
a
second
one
one.
that says pro.
Stop.
Right, but they have come out
I
with one
hope
that says
not.
pro.
Yeah, true.
Or
True.
and we kid about it all the time, an enterprise edition of it. But I
Mm-hmm.
think that that Matrice what was it, the 30?
Yeah, the
I don't
30 and the 30T.
I don't think
Hey,
that
Mike, Night Train,
there's any room. That's the enterprise edition for
right
DJI.
there.
They found a spot and they went right in there and didn't have, and I think that might have they might, I mean, but you know how DJI is, if you get people talking and wishing enough, they do it.
Yeah.
They or they
I
or
better
they
slow down on that drink, bro.
but I'm not open and wishing for it. I just wonder where it could fit in, but if it could or couldn't.
Right.
I just say like, even Autel has some stuff here. Autel, the Nano Plus and the Light Plus is
Mm-hmm.
down 20%, is 20% sale on it on this Amazon Prime. So you guys still got time to take advantage of those Prime deals.
Yeah, yeah, because Amazon Prime, what they're saying, it's the Air 2S is discounted, the Fly More combo, a whole $260, man.
Yeah,
That's not a little small amount. I
you
mean,
know,
it could make or break whether, like I said, my friend Corey, who was looking at the Mini 2,
right?
he's
Yeah, if
like,
you're a
yo,
sub
I might as
250
well,
dude,
yeah,
right? If
because
you're
it's
a 250 guy and you want one of those drones, right now,
mm-hmm.
if you don't care about obstacle avoidance sensors, I mean, if that's not, something that, it's funny. I hear guys saying, "Oh well, the drone doesn't have obstacle avoidance," and
Hey,
then
flies on.
and then he's in another conversation when I turn the sensors off when I fly.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
No,
see
I
a
can't
lot of
pay
those.
that kind of money. The drone don't have obstacle avoidance,
I
and
see
then
a
you
lot
hear,
of those
then you hear another
conversations on too.
conversation. I
Why?
don't use
Wait a
the
minute.
obstacle avoidance when I fly.
Yeah, I'm trying to set this up so I can see the
Whatever
tablet
it is that
and
you do, I mean, whatever you do,
and
but
the
if you're not,
chat.
you don't care about it, then like I said, the Mini 2 Fly More is on got a little discount on Amazon Prime.
Most definitely. But you have the Mini 2. Well, I saw it quoted. Maybe when I was reading the news or something, someone was quoting the Mini 3 as the new Air 2.
No.
I'm
Um
just
no,
no.
no,
Okay.
no,
All right, I saw that somewhere. I don't know
no.
if it was on Facebook or it definitely wasn't in auto. Oh, I look like Inspector Gadget today, dude, because my computer's down. The Wi-Fi extender that I'm
Oh.
hooked into hardwire is offline.
He said
Oh,
this.
with the Inspector Go Gadget copter.
Yeah.
So Lawrence has turned his head into a drone. No, man, not yet, not yet, not
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
yet.
And it's funny. I'm talking about the DJI. What's that? The Action 2 series. The
Mm-hmm.
dual screen combo is 45% off for the Prime Day sale.
Yeah.
$299.
Not bad at all. And check this
Isn't that like
out.
almost half of
No.
what it cost when it first came out?
Mm-hmm. Almost half. Almost half.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, right now,
What's going on, man? 107.
someone asked me what should they get? The Mini 3 or the
Mhm.
Air 2S? And I said, well, being an Air 2S owner and I don't own a Mini 3, I'm going to tell you right now the Air 2S beats the Mini 3 with that 5.4K camera.
Um, I've flown both drones
Yeah.
and I've used both cameras.
Right. Now, come on, the Mini 3 is more smoke and mirrors. The Air 2S, you still
I
have to do
like
things manually.
I like the Mini 3, but it's not an Air 2S. It flies well.
Yeah,
Flies
yeah,
very
it's a great drone
flies very good. But
by
you know,
far. I've seen
no,
pictures
see,
and
but see,
everything.
but here's my but see, I didn't want to get into this conversation because there's other things. There's
I
other
know, I
things.
know.
Yeah, because there's videos to do, there's video and there's other things that
Well, I can't show any videos tonight.
yeah, I know, but there's no,
Oh,
I mean that I've with experience that I've had.
oh.
You know, and as far as
Mike
oh,
Henry, you mentioned Air
we
2S,
have
he pops up.
we have some other things that we had to to talk about, that I wanted to mention. But you got me into it, and I'm going to tell you the controller is very directional, and
Yes,
there are issues that people are having with the app freezing, screen freezing.
which is scary.
There are issues with the app. That people are having issues with the app closing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one of the experiences that I've had is the screen freezing.
No screen mirroring, no video editing, no HDMI out.
What happened? Well, I mean, if they did those things, then the controller would be the, the RC Pro, and
Mm-hmm.
and we already have that.
Yes.
What they did was come out with something. And honestly, it may be a little easier with this controller than the using because with the Air 2 with the RC Pro.
Mm-hmm.
I showed you how I transfer data, screenshot, the screenshots and all of that,
Right.
screen recordings and stuff from that to the computer.
107 says Phantom Flight 101. My app closes when flying my Air 2S many times.
With what controller?
With what controller? And I can honestly tell
And I'm
you,
not going to hit you
I
with the
had that
DJI thing.
happen.
What device?
No, I had that happen with my Air 2S. What I had to do was uninstall the app, shut down everything, and reinstall the app, and then everything worked fine. I'm going to rip this extender out the wall and reset it since I'm doing the stream this way.
Okay.
I might as well reset it. What the hell? All I could do is just catch fire.
Okay. Poof. And then the
Yeah.
stream will be watching you trying to get
Trying to put out a fire.
out the house or put out a fire.
Oh, grab my drones. Get my drones. To hell with the kids. Get the drones. The kids got legs. My drones don't. Kid knows, stay out of fire, you live.
But I don't know. Like I said, if you, I flew with it over at
I hear you,
Calvert.
Mike.
I flew with it over at Calvert a few times,
Right.
and let me tell you, Calvert is a nice park.
It's a beautiful park.
Right. But when the spring hits and the trees and the rest of the vegetation starts growing,
Mm-hmm.
the city is like, I get you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it could be like flying in the jungle.
Mm-hmm. It is. There were some places back there.
So you got to keep your drone up high because, like, okay, remember when we had the meetup?
Lychee, Andy. Yes.
When we had the meetup, they had actually chopped down a lot of stuff. They cleaned the park up.
Mm-hmm.
So when
we were
had
fortunate.
That meetup, right, exactly, because those guys would have came to a bug haven.
He was using the standard RC1 with the trip tech.
With the
triple tech.
And
Yeah,
it
with a
and it
triple
does it
tap.
all the time.
Yeah, because I
Well,
would
see,
seriously
I would
uninstall the app.
update the app because what is happening, and a lot of guys, like I said, a lot of guys, I've seen YouTube videos out there, guys complaining about it,
Mhm. Yes.
freezing and stuff like that with that new
Or the
controller.
app, just the screen going black and then coming back, or going black and then lost connection.
And I've actually had that happen already, where out flying the controller has just
I wouldn't,
lost
don't
signal.
even question it. He says I may have to delete the app. Delete the app, shut down the device for 10 seconds, power it back on, and reinstall the app. I don't get it. We talk about all the shortcomings of these drones, but never say how good the new features are. I never had any issue with my drone, and I flew behind buildings and everything.
Okay, but
Yeah,
that
that
doesn't
was Big
mean,
Matt. What's good, Big Matt?
yeah, man, I
Johnny
understand
Drone
that, but
Flyer.
that doesn't mean that it's not happening. You understand? I mean, as
Yeah.
you can have 101 million guys that has had no problem with it. You know, like when guys were saying the issues with that they were having with the Mavic 3.
He says
I didn't
yes, it
have
goes black.
any of those
Yeah.
problems
That's true.
until I did that update.
Until the update, right?
Until I did that first update, and then I had the problems with the satellite issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It
and
says
then you
they're
had
in.
other people who had more problems after that. So when with the Mini 3, yeah, we do. Yeah, you're right, Matt. And we're not, and we do guys do put out
Hey, Maddie,
videos
what's good?
on the features that are on these drones, and but the first thing that you hear from the guys that's out here that talk amongst us is like I said this earlier, I don't use those autonomous features. But I ain't buying that drone because they put it out where it didn't have the autonomous features on it. But I'm not buying a drone.
Yeah, I know.
It
They
don't have the
don't even
features that I
use.
don't use.
Yeah, stop, Herman. Stop. You're gonna make me take a swig. Stop.
It's the same thing
I'm just saying.
like, you know, when we first started flying, drones didn't have
Yes, vertical
obstacle
Lawrence
avoidance
tonight.
on it.
My computer's down. Well, it's
Drones
not
didn't
down.
have obstacle avoidance. Now you hear guys saying, I'm not buying that drone, it ain't got obstacle avoidance.
Herman.
And then the conversation with his friend over there, he's telling his friend, I turn the sensors off when I fly, you know,
Hey,
they get in the way,
Marcel.
you know, stop doing it.
The last dude I knew that turned his sensors off hit a building and had to rescue his drone off of someone's terrace. Okay.
That's not the
That's
last.
all I'm gonna say.
I'm just saying to you that I get it what you're saying, Matt, and I agree with you. There's a lot of talk about the problems because you know what happens? You spend your money not to have problems, you spend your money to have the success.
Yes. Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And the success is like what you expect.
But you're right, Herman.
Problems
9 out of
not.
10 9 out of 10 of those people that were complaining about the autonomous features not being on the Mavic 3 don't even fucking use them.
Or weren't going to buy it in the first place. No, I'm just saying to you that
true.
a lot of times with the tablet and all that stuff like that, the best issue is to just, from what I've found, is and this is what DJI was telling me, to just refresh the app on it, and it should work if that's the problem you're having. But with the controller out the box, when you do all of the updates and everything on there that happens, it's like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
But see, like I said, you know, I've had different experience with trees and buildings. You understand?
Oh yeah, yes.
It's a totally different experience with the reception.
SJM says I never buy at launch. And for that reason, a lot of people don't.
And when you're hanging out behind trees and shit, in a spot where there were never trees before, or there was bushes that were little, and now they become trees.
Yeah. Peak season, they become trees.
If you go to Calvert, you can't even see the creek now.
I believe it. Unless you go to the edge of the water or climb over that wall.
If you stand up on the hill, you got a better view.
Wow.
Once you get down to the edge, you got to look through the bush.
All right, I'm guessing that extender is dead, Herman.
Yeah, because I just come back.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at it.
No, you know, but I'm hearing what happened to you. Oh, there you go. No, I'm just
still here.
You know, your man leaked. Your man Ostalugi.
Yeah.
Yeah, leaked. He leaked some talk here about the
RC.
production of the, I guess with the smart controller and the Air 2S, that stopped, and
Yep.
so now there might be a new
Hey,
SKU,
Ray Kelly.
something coming with that new controller and all that other stuff. They're
You know what? Maddie has a point, Herman. We're
what?
all humans. Complaining is what we do.
Well, right, but you're right, Maddie, and what is the reason for that? The reason for that is that you work hard for your shit and you put your money down on something. You expect what they tell you to happen is going to happen. You don't buy mistakes.
Hey, Tammy Jean, it's not intentional. My Wi-Fi extender went out, so I'm vertical today.
Jean, what's going on? So yeah, we do complain. Yeah, so when it don't go right or when it's not good for some of us, when it's not good for us,
RC.
it's a complaint. Some of us,
course,
when it's not good for all of us, we complain.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So I don't know.
Well,
I mean, we
immediately after.
That's what the live stream is for, to talk about the good and the bad. And I always talk
good,
about
the bad, and the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Because
you have to talk about the bad, but the good.
When you guys had my Mavic 3 up against the ropes, I was still telling you the camera still shoots well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When they were complaining, it doesn't do this, do that.
I might have to wait till you put a battery on the charger to get up in the air, but when I get up in the air, I'm gonna shoot some good pictures.
I will admit.
Yeah, I know the steaks is finished, and I'm still waiting for satellite finish. Oh mine. Don't put mine on the grill yet. I'm still waiting for satellite connection. When I get connection, boy, the pictures I'm gonna get.
There's no such thing as perfect. Man made it.
Really?
Well, Maddie goes, there's nothing you can buy in the world right now. Nothing's perfect. And that's why I was saying you're 100% right.
Right.
Man made it. Man is not perfect. So there you go. What's up, Cool Bick? How are you, man?
Damn, now I got to reevaluate some things.
That's what it is.
What's up,
Cool You ready Bick? To do a drop in a shot, man?
We got to do it now. All right, no problem.
Well, I've been sitting here sipping.
All right, well,
I got to slow down after this drop in a shot.
They call it, old folks call it being a lush. You know, I mean, you just
that's okay. That's all right. Let's hit it. You guys out there can join us too.
Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those
guys. Salute.
You might not make it. We might not make it.
Who, me?
I said we might not make it.
Oh, through the live stream?
Yeah, dropping a shot.
Listen, I'm gonna let that shit sit right there for a minute. Because while you were doing stories and stuff, I've been trying to keep up with the chat. I do not like this.
Well, Jack, I do not like. I don't think that it should be right, but we have these conversations all the time, and it's because things can actually be corrected with firmware. So companies rush to get things out on a certain point because people want it.
Right.
And they can fix it later on with these firmware updates.
Exactly.
So, that's what they do, But it's very rare that guys get up here. And I think that is the reason why nobody sits up here. Hey, you know what, Lawrence? Today I did a boomerang. I really enjoyed it. You know why those conversations really don't happen? There's videos that are out showing how those features work on the drone and stuff with the camera. But what'll happen is when you get into the real nitty gritty of it, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. You have guys that'll tell you, I don't use those features. One. Then you have the other set of guys that say to you, well, I put my camera in auto and I
Yo, Stevie, what's good, man?
All the work.
Jim's droning.
And then you hear things like this. I haven't got a clue. I just hit the record button and let it do what it do from wherever the camera was set when I bought it.
Stop. It's true. It's true. I know people that take the drone out the box and they don't even know there's a manual feature because they're not interested in learning it or they just didn't know. But
Well,
you're
I mean,
right. You're
they
right.
don't
You're
know
right,
what no
Herman.
one's
There
ever
are
shown them.
true.
And then you have others that just don't care.
I use master shots all the time, Mike Henry. Air 2S squad. You mentioned Air 2S. Gary
Yeah,
says he's
he's
here,
there.
but he's
You know
working.
what? I like some of those features that's on it. And every now and then when I'm out just hanging out by myself, I will play with some of them.
You know what it
You
is?
know,
I'm
I got
being
a
honest,
load of
Herman.
features.
I learned sorry for interrupting, but I learned to fly a drone without obstacle avoidance. Only thing it had to keep it in position was GPS. And when you learn to fly that way, as opposed to learning to fly with the drone with obstacle avoidance, you tend to like those master shots. I learned to do orbits manually. I learned to do a boomerang manually. I learned to do a tilt shift manually. I can only do it on the Zoom, but the Mavic 2 Zoom. But you get what I'm saying. These are things that you learn how to do manually. So when they go auto, it's like, that's nice, but I feel smoother. I can do it smoother.
No, I
An
got you
orbit smoother than in an autonomous mode. But master shots are number one reason why DJI drones sell.
Right.
It's one of the top 10 reasons, master shots.
Well, is it?
How many of you have done a boomerang? I mean, not a boomerang, have done the rocket or the pull away selfie. That's one of the first things most people test
right, that
out.
everybody try to do. Yeah, I got you.
You get what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because even still, when I do like first flight videos,
congratulations,
like
Andy.
I'll still do the same old dumb shit where I'll come around.
Right. If you just
to
have to do it, you just have to do it. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is.
Okay.
But,
all right.
Yeah, Andy says he's flying the M30T.
Yeah.
I want it good. I want to see some footage. Aviano.
You have one,
Rob
or
C. Their fire department got one
using
also.
it at work?
Yeah, are you using it at work, Andy, or somebody got one, and you guys are gonna go inside an airplane hangar and open the box and they'll Smeghead kill me. The last video that I saw he did was the Superman one. That one was hilarious. I don't know who the female was. I don't know if that's his wife, his young lady, or whoever. And she's like, help me. And he comes busting out. He comes out, looks for like a job for super something. And then he comes out the beach house with the Superman suit on. I thought that was creative.
Yeah.
Andy's one of those guys who don't sleep at night. He'd be thinking about shit he's gonna do tomorrow. No, that I used to do that. It's called an obsessive thinker.
You know what?
So you never really go into a beta sleep because
I totally understand exactly what you mean, and I'm like that. It's funny. I knew I had to get up today to go and get these shots.
Hey, drone days, right?
And last night I'm like, okay, we're gonna take off. We're gonna because you've seen the location, you know what you gotta do. And I'm like, okay, stop thinking about this shit so you can get up in the morning, so you can actually get to where you have to go and not go to sleep when you have to get up.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
All right.
That's
well,
like me and Tess, we don't do well.
The last test I took.
No, seriously, tests don't do well because if I gotta take a test, I'm like, okay, you gotta take the test tomorrow. The test is tomorrow, or should test is tomorrow? You've been studying, but the test is tomorrow. Okay,
doing laps, planning my next trip.
Okay, you know this, you know that. Okay, you know this, you know that, you know this.
What don't you know?
And you're sitting there and they're like, okay, we gotta take this. And if they ask you on this test, and if this is on a test, you know the answer to go to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's me. Yeah, I do that all the time.
I press record manually too. We get it. Yeah, that's an obsessive thinker. I had that problem when I was younger because in your teenage years, your brain is in you don't have a 5 speed. You're more like a Lambo, seven speed or better because as a kid,
Just
you're
straight
thinking about
shifting.
school, right? You think that, yeah, man. In school as a teenager,
Mhm.
you can't tell me. You're thinking about school, you're thinking about the hot chicks in school, you're thinking about what you got to do to get out of school. Then
Mhm.
there's home life.
You didn't go to my school.
Then there's getting to school and getting home from school without getting into trouble. There's a lot of shit.
Oh, that
Leechky
was
has auto
easy.
record on takeoff. Why doesn't DJI allow this? Andy, they will
Well,
not allow it because if they do,
why?
you'll have to pay for it.
Well, I
No,
mean
auto
that was
record on takeoff is good. DJI has it in their goggles. I
yeah, but
press record and I take off, it starts recording.
yeah, but some people won't like that, and I tell you why. Because you have some guys that will hit record and they'll take off, and they'll keep the record on, and they'll fly to the area, keep
Right.
recording, and get a shot, and keep recording,
Keep going.
and then
I'm
recording.
still here. I'm just going to get
They'll,
ice.
they'll record every transition period of their flight.
Right.
Wherever they went to set up the shot, and some guys don't do that.
So in
They,
other words, they come
they
home with 30 gig of footage they don't need.
yes and no, because sometimes you'd be surprised the shot that you got flying to another area.
Right. You catch stuff you don't see. You're right about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Flying
Yeah.
to, if
I
you're in
could
a
agree
big
with you on
place
that.
in a big open area, you'd be surprised some of the footage that you pick up flying to another area. Like when we could fly at with Randall's Island with no problem.
Yeah, that was so much
Flying up,
fun.
I loved being able to fly across those last 3 bridges going up.
Yes. Yes. You're talking about the northeast side of the park. Yes.
Yeah, the
Yes.
bridges.
Yes. Yes. I would
Going
want
to
to fly there at
Manhattan,
night.
going into Manhattan happens to have like a 1 billion bridges going into it. There was a
Mm-hmm.
movie that came out. What was the name of that? How many bridges was that? Yeah, but that it is true. There's a Manhattan
Yeah, I
has
remember that movie. I
one
remember
billion, what, 21 bridges or something like that.
21 bridges or 22 bridges, something like that.
There's a
And they
lot of
cut off
all of them
all,
go into Manhattan.
right. And I think the plot of the movie was they took Manhattan hostage and
Yeah,
they
they
cut
cut off
off
all
all
of the
the
bridges
bridges.
for him to get out, for them to be able to
Sort of
get
like Escape from New York, remember? Escape from New
out.
York with the bridges were cut off.
Yeah.
Hey, Draymond, what's up,
Hollywood
man?
doesn't have any original ideas anymore.
Oh, see, Andy says I hit record on takeoff. All footage is stored on my 12 terabyte external drive. Nothing to hide. I hear you.
See, a lot of guys, some guys do it, some guys don't. Some guys tell you, "Oh, I only hit record when I'm ready to take that shot."
Yeah. You can catch
I
stuff
happen to
flying
do
too.
sometimes a little bit of both. Like I'll hit record on the takeoff because you never know what that reveal shows.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes you might want to throw it in. And then sometimes you actually want that.
Johnny Drumfly is saying he can only get about 1,800 feet on the Mini 3, and I'm going to tell you why, Johnny. Here's the perfect example.
What happened?
This
1,800 feet.
1,800 feet. The front of this is your controller. This is your radio, Johnny. This is the top half. Let's use this as an example. This is the top of your radio. In that controller, the patch antenna is here. The patch antenna is here. If you are not angled exactly, like I'm looking at the camera now, at that drone, your signal will go bad. If you're flying around a lot of trees, your signal will go bad, Herman.
That goes again.
It's very directional. Patch antennas are very directional.
I find are more of an issue than anything else
because those patch antennas can't penetrate.
Okay, I want to tell you plain and simple. guys complain about not flying it over water. Bro, I can fly that thing over the creek in Coney Island Creek at Calvert. I can fly it into Coney Island. But the second I bring it over those trees in the back of the park,
that's good.
That controller doesn't like it.
The controller has no penetration through trees.
With the RC Pro, no problem.
FPV goggles do, Jim's droning.
No problem.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
So,
and I learned,
and like I said, out in the open area, and I tried this. I took the Mavic, the Mini 3 outside right here on the street, and I flew 3 blocks down with no problem.
No problem. No, but the trees absorb. The trees absorb the signal. Buildings, the signal bounces off of. So I understand that totally. But to be honest, in answer to your question, Johnny Drone Flyer, the reason you're getting 800 feet, I can 9 times out of 10 guarantee that you're looking at the controller like this, and the antennas are pointing upwards. Those antennas, that controller has to be pointing at the drone. The direction the drone is, I mean, the screen, you want to tilt it so you can see it, but that's the problem with, buckle up, Herman is on a roll tonight. That's the problem with patch antennas. I fly FPV long distance. And with my helical antenna, if I'm aimed in the right direction, I can go 3 miles. I can go 2 miles. I can go 1 mile. But as soon as I turn a quarter of an inch, I can lose signal. Signal will go to crap.
If it was up to me, all these controllers would have outboard helical antennas that you can take off and store when you put the controller away. All of them. Why? I bought an antenna for my Phantom 3 Standard. The Phantom 3 Standard does not do well at all when it comes to distance.
Right.
Man, you would think that thing was a Mavic 3 the way I flew that thing so far.
Yeah, you said the guy in the store was surprised you got it that long, that distance, right?
Yeah, but then I showed him the antenna I was using. He was like, "Oh God, no."
You can cook hot dogs on that thing.
It has a booster for both the
both helicals,
2.4 and the 5.8,
right?
And it had helical antennas for both direction and video and everything. So you can go miles out and it would be no problems. Boosted. It has the 2 boosters and the battery.
And that's Wi-Fi tech being boosted, right, like
Wi-Fi tech being boosted. And I flew the Phantom 3 Standard for miles. Because I wanted to see how far the lake went, because I saw it was narrowing down. So I wanted to see how far it went before it spilled into to where it was. I was at this beach.
Okay.
I wanted to see how far it went. And
how does DJI goggles FPV work with a mobile app and drone? From what I understand, the DJI goggles with the HDMI out, depending on what radio you have, you can plug into the HDI. No, that's not true. The HDMI out on the goggles goes into, I've never seen anyone use DJI goggles with the mobile app and drone.
What do you mean?
Jim's droning says, how does DJI FPV goggles work with any mobile app and drone? Well, from what I understand,
any mobile app, you mean like with your
AirFly, the DJI Fly app, I'm assuming. Instead of getting or buying a controller.
I don't have the DJI FPV drone, so I guess it would connect just like any other drone.
Well, Marcel might be answering it. Instead of getting or buying a controller for almost every DJI drone, would be rad if DJI came out with a couple of standard ones that took a module in the back that have its own antenna per drone. I understand. Like, I have an old QX7.
Honestly, I get what you're saying. And honestly, I don't think the DJI would have a problem if they made all of those drones that they want to do on 03 and 03 Plus, whatever, work on the RC Pro. but they
Right.
want to. It looks like they're all trying to put all of the drones on this, and I don't have a problem with it. But like I said, that
It's
we had
very,
Stephen. We had
but
Stephen on, right? And you remember what Stephen said, and I wanted, I
Mhm.
wanted to see if that how true that was.
Right.
And if you fly this thing from the bump out in Calvert Vox,
Okay.
do not drop down below the tree line
You lose signal.
to try to see that, get too close to that submarine. Not at this time of the year.
Right, because of all the bushes. Now, see, that may be the only deal breaker for me, Herman. The
Well,
fact
I
that
don't
it's
have
so,
another problem with it.
yeah, but the fact that it's so directional. Now, me, I'm a
To
distance
an
flyer
extent,
anyway, so
hold
I
on,
don't
to
have
an
any
extent.
problem
No,
as a
to an
distance flyer.
extent, because at the same park
Mm-hmm.
in sports mode, I brought the drone from the other side of the creek across into the park in sports mode, and it passed me, and it didn't
Okay,
lose signal.
interesting. But what was your altitude? You weren't below that tree line.
No, it was above the tree line. It have to
Yeah,
be.
yeah,
I'd hit
yeah,
the
you
tree.
have to. Yeah, that's true.
I'd hit the tree.
Good morning, Rob. How are you? Over in
But
Australia.
it's nice. It's a lightweight controller. I like the little drone. I mean, she don't. Well, she's up there. She don't
I
give us.
said if they made it
Don't give as much
available for the air.
problems as the big
Wait,
one.
Herman.
The
I
big
said
one
if they
got too
made
much
it,
brains.
I said if they made it available for the Air 2S, I would consider getting one. I'm
See, that's the
considering
talk
getting
now.
one.
It's going to be available for the Air 2S.
Yes, yes, yes. And that's what Osita 55 or whatever leaked out. Osita
Yeah.
55, Osita LV, whatever.
Well, either the French or the 5%ers, but I've seen they got Yuneec.
Yes, yes, you guys always hold on, Herman. Hold on a second. Everyone always their live streams seem to drop down when there's no drones coming out. Well, there's a new drone coming out now.
No, but
It's not
no,
DJI.
No, but 5%. I mean, some of us caught that one, but some of us didn't. What I said
Go
about
ahead.
either the 5%ers or the French.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yuneec has announced that they have a new drone that's coming out. Believe it or not. With over 60-minute flight time.
I can't show it on screen, but because my computer's down, but I got it right here. There she go.
So how the hell you got it on the screen?
I'm showing it. Remember the computer, I had all this loaded for the show. This is the show.
I got
computer. You see, I had everything loaded up. So if you haven't seen,
okay,
go ahead, finish talking about it. I'll hold it here like that.
Well, all I was saying about this is that Yuneec is supposedly set to release this new hexacopter, and they believe, or what they have in mind was this thing is designed with the commercial application in mind. So you're talking about infrastructure, inspections, surveying, and the run-of-the-mill public safety.
Yes.
So this is what Yuneec is expecting, who they're expecting to market this drone to. It's trying to compete with the Matrice 300.
Yes.
If you look at it real good, it's Matrice 300 like.
Yes,
and
very much. Except
they have a few cameras out there for it. Believe it or not, if you go to the Yuneec's website, they happen to have a few cameras out there for it.
Well, I have to say,
yeah,
when I was getting into drones, Herman, Yuneec was one of the drones that I looked at. I liked the design. It was a hexcopter. I thought it was a very nice looking bird. And I was thinking long term, if I ever needed to upgrade, Yuneec would be. But they always had an issue with the transmission system. And in the story, in this story, they do not mention what kind of transmission transmission system,
Well,
but they do talk about flight time and all of that.
Yeah, they talk about a lot of things. There's a lot of things they talk about with this drone, and
Right.
I thought that was quite interesting that they mentioned so much about it, but they didn't get into anything else about as far as the transmission. And that I remember when I purchased my first drone, I wasn't sure on what I was actually doing because I had never flown a drone before.
Right.
And I saw people with it. Like I told you, I saw the guy with the Phantom 3. He took off and so put over Flatbush Avenue there, and I was like, what the hell is that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never seen nothing like that before.
Right.
And then I saw that Yuneec's the H-120,
Mm-hmm.
the hexacopter, and I was like, that looked like a serious drone. I was confused at that point, and I actually was gonna buy that drone, and the lady at Best Buy, she was like, you might be better off buying any DJI drone over that.
And that's messed up. That's seriously messed up.
And you know what she told me?
Okay, Jim's droning. Enjoy
She
dinner.
said, if the vendor from Yuneec was here, she would tell you the same thing. I was
To
like,
buy
wow.
DJI? Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy.
No, but I was checking out the this drone that Yuneec is talking about here, and believe it or not, this drone actually, from what they're saying here, depending on the payload, you can get up to 65 minutes flight time with their battery system.
Right.
Now, I mean, for someone that's using something like this for search and rescue, I don't know what camera you're going to drop on it. I don't know what the time ratio would fall off from that, but starting out with over an hour is great.
Whatever it dropped down to, depending on payload, I'm sure it's not going to be a whole lot.
Right. I mean, like I said, depending on the payload, I mean, this thing, they claim you can get up to 65-minute flight time. Now, this thing has a dual IMU and compass.
Dual IMU, dual and compass.
Yeah, and it has
and barometer.
Right, but it actually, I think it's if I'm not mistaken, isn't it a 2-battery system?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Sort of like the Inspire series.
Right.
You can hot swap and stuff like that.
Hot swappable with this thing. And we're talking about this thing has dual RTK antennas.
You know, everything about this looks nice except those dipole antennas on the radio.
I don't really have a problem with that.
Dipole or more better omnidirectional than directional, which I understand. You want to create that bubble so you can fly in front of you. You can fly. Yeah.
I don't have a problem. Antenna. I don't have a problem with that because I know this from the Phantom 3 standard.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a hit and miss. That works better. Understandable.
Akarasho, you never have to worry about me doing that.
What happened?
Said public service announcement. Do not put malt vinegar on tilapia. Well, I stopped eating tilapia and I've never used malt vinegar. So the combination of the two will never happen.
Well, honestly, if you don't have to, don't eat the tilapia.
Yes.
That's another show. But
yes, it is. It is definitely. You know what I like? The fact that they have dual IMU, dual compass, and dual barometers are very, very important when you're in an environment where you may be deprived slightly of information. Say a GPS, non-GPS environment. That dual barometer will help you stay in position as opposed to having satellites. And your dual compass helps. It may be blocked on one side and open on another. These are things you have to take into account when you add dual IMU and stuff like that.
You know what I was looking at, and I find this to be quite interesting because until the what was it, the Air 2S, this wasn't really an issue for some people, but now I'm seeing that with this drone with Yuneec, they advertise in the specs the maximum ascend and descend speed and its horizontal speed. And so how fast it can go up, down, sideways, and so and that was, I thought that was quite interesting with this.
And they say they're using GLONASS.
Yeah, they're gonna use GLONASS, but they don't get into talking about its transmission.
Which is scary because if anyone who knows the history of Yuneec, Herman, knows you couldn't even fly that thing across the street.
You mean when they had the
Typhoon H? Yeah,
with the lap tray controller.
Yes. It was a beautiful drone. I almost got the Typhoon H.
I love the drone. I love the way
it's a sexy looking drone. The single camera was 360. You could fly this way, fly forward, and look backwards. All of that was beautiful.
There is no better looking consumer drone.
True, than the Typhoon H. I agree. But you couldn't fly it across the street. A preschooler could throw farther than that thing's transmission could go. And remember, they had, I don't know if you remember this, but they had antenna mods and stuff that people were doing to it. The antenna mod only enabled it, Herman, to go one block.
Yeah.
Yes. Securely, you could go one block in any direction with the antenna mod.
From where?
It was some guy opened it up and he took the antenna and used a different type of antenna.
Because the guy that I got my antenna from for the Phantom 3 standard, he made an antenna for the Typhoon H, for the controller.
Wow, I didn't know. No, this was some tech guy that did his own little signal
to and from the controller.
Right.
Yeah, boosting the signal in and out of the controller.
What happened? Coolbic said not true. I don't know. I missed the conversation. I wasn't looking in the chat.
Oh no, he's talking about what we said about the Typhoon H.
Oh, not the sexiest bird, probably.
No. About the transmission system. It didn't have a great transmission system.
I'm telling you,
that's what he said.
You fly it across the street, signal would get lost and it would go on the return to home.
But this new bird here that they got here
looks beefy, and they expected to hang with the DJI M300 RTK.
Well, when you start getting into the specs, with the battery and the controller,
I did mine and went all the way to the statue.
And the 8 hours, on this controller.
I think Coolbic said he did his mod and went all the way to the statue. I don't know.
Right, okay.
Solo transmission was better than Yuneec. You're right. 3DR solo transmission was better than Yuneec. I've flown my 3DR solo as far as 1.5 miles away. Wi-Fi tech. The Yuneec, you take off, you go to an out. Did you know flying the Yuneec, the transmission system was so bad, Herman, that going straight up in the air, it could lose signal?
Wow.
Yes. Hey, Blind Neil.
You know what? I thought the Breeze, when it came out, was too damn expensive.
Yeah, $800 for that 720 camera.
It was more than what you're getting for minis now.
It was $800 for that Breeze. I remember the first Breeze I ever saw was Deneen. She had one when she came to that 5 borough meetup. And we went off to the side to fly. and it was Wi-Fi tech, and she was like, "Hold on, I have to connect and everything," like the Phantom 3, and right out the box for the price, I agree. It was like $800-900 for that thing when it was brand spanking.
Yeah, the Breeze was a little overpriced.
Hey, Michael Blades,
First
what's
came
good,
out.
man? Hope all is well.
But yeah,
Anyway, welcome to Wednesday night
this is
with
a
those
serious
guys.
enterprise drone, Lars. This Unique, the
If
H8
the transmission system can get it
850
further than a block,
RTK,
yeah.
65-minute flight time, depending on whichever one of these cameras that you're using.
Mm-hmm.
It has, from what I'm looking here, there's a couple of different cameras. Hold on, let me
Oh
go.
shoot. I'm so
Oh,
used to clicking on stuff on the computer, I forgot my Wi-Fi extender shit to bed.
oh, it's okay. Well, there's from what I'm looking at here,
Mm-hmm.
it's 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even five cameras for this thing. No, I don't see any from the articles that I saw. They're all none of it has a
And it
American
does
flight.
look like the Matrice, dude. It
Yeah,
really
well,
does.
it's designed to compete with it,
Right. Now, I did have these pictures loaded
and I'm almost
up.
positive that it's well made because
This is what I wanted to show,
damn it,
though.
the Typhoon H was well made.
This box right here, I had wanted to show the self-charging box. I
Mhm.
like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batteries inside this box right here. You have 2 here and 4 here. And the 2 up here are charging. And these 4 down here, one's at 100%, one's at 80%, and the other one's at 60 and 40. So I'm just wondering what kind of life you get out of this box right here, but I like it.
Okay.
Little dual screen. I'm just interested to know where they're. I'm sorry for the crappy video footage, but this controller is, like I said, that they
If
could have
I
came
hear
out with a
more or
they could
see
have
more,
came
I'll
out with
let
a
you know.
better looking. Yeah, exactly. You're 100% right about that.
That's not a bad looking radio. Come on.
No, it's not, and it's a 7-inch screen also.
Yeah, I mean
It's a
for
full
what's
7-inch
out
screen.
for what's out
Hold
there,
on.
we all thought the DJI would have went better when they came out with the RC Pro.
True.
They waited to
True.
use that on the enterprise drones to make a better screen or a bigger screen. So I mean, it is what it is. But
Well,
personally,
kudos to Yuneec. I thought they were out the game. I hadn't seen or heard
right
anything about or from them. Everyone's
for a
been
minute,
coming
right?
out with everyone's, hey, little Laura. Everyone's been
Laura,
coming
how's it
out
going?
with drones. Multiple drones have come out since the Yuneec series. And I guess
Well,
they decided to.
well, see, maybe Unique may not be working so much with towards the
Consumer.
consumer, but more so in the
Hey,
enterprise,
Bill.
enterprise level. Like for instance, like we all know of GE. You remember
Mm-hmm.
years ago, you go into your grandparents' house and GE made a whole damn bunch of appliances.
Yeah.
We got so much today, but they're making airplane engines and other things like that, washing machine motors, and
True.
so who knows? Guys they move on to other things. So
Well, I
maybe
wish them luck. They're another
maybe
company,
yeah,
another
maybe
company.
Unique is working more into this enterprise level because it looks like I said with this drone, and it even says it in the article that you showed there with the picture.
Yeah.
And that one that I saw with it that it was to compete with the Matrice 300.
Right.
It's designed like
And
it.
that's not even Matrice, the smallest drone. They have the 250, and now they have the M30. So they're going specifically for
those
after
are
one market.
small.
Mm-hmm. Right. They're going for that specific market of the M300. I wish them luck.
Okay. No, the
As long as they,
MT100. Well, see, and then with this, going back to Unique and what it's always been, if this thing loses a motor, it can still safely land
right.
the drone. So I don't know.
Well, they had made that claim with their other hexcopter, but I've never seen it in a crisis situation, or testing where they shut down the motor or obstructed a motor. But I believe it. If they say the drone can fly with, thank you, little Laura.
So you know what you do?
I will
Next time
definitely
you
look at
find
it
a
after the
guy,
live stream. Huh?
next time you find a guy with a Unique flying, throw something that want to knock out one.
No, I can't do that. I can't do that. Definitely, that would not be cool.
Nah, I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know anybody that's willing to do the test. Although the obstacle avoidance,
Yeah.
like I said, I really wanted the Unique, even after I bought the Phantom 3 Standard, and I saw the obstacle avoidance test with
Yeah.
the Phantom 4 Pro.
Uh-huh. And
And
that was a wrap.
yeah, I went
That
and
was a
bought the
wrap.
Phantom 4 Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Phantom 4 Pro stopped me from wanting the Typhoon H.
Yeah, well, you made the right decision.
I'm curious to see what this thing flies like.
Well,
Because
I'm going to be checking out YouTube.
We know what the Matrice is doing.
Well, it's not out yet, so right now there's no footage. But I'm going to keep an eye on Unique and
There's
see what's
actually
up.
a guy who does have footage with it over in I don't know where he's from. The videos I think are in French. It might be over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, John Booth has a Unique. Right, John Booth from Rhode Island. He has a Unique. But if you notice, you can only take that thing up and down and just go out maybe about 50 to 100 feet reliably. After about 150 feet,
it's got a quarter mile on it.
you start butt clenching. I've never seen one of them things go that far. And they have a great camera on them. That's another thing, which I was just
right. They claim the same thing with the Phantom 3 Standard.
True.
That didn't that far either.
It has a decent camera. The Unique, I thought, was a very impressive drone, and they were the only ones making hexcopters.
It was well built.
Yeah,
it was well built, and like I said, I want to see this because the Typhoon H, all of the ones that I've seen, the new came out with different variations of it, and they all were well built. I want to see this.
Yes, and I've seen them have accidents. I've seen them crash. You just pick them up, so they have some durability to them. I hope that this non-consumer version puts them in the market, back in drone market. Seriously, I welcome it.
We'll see what happens.
Because there was a time you used to see the type that Uniques in Best Buy. Now you don't.
They don't have anything. They didn't have anything.
Yeah.
They had the
Breeze, that's true.
And they had the Typhoon H, and they had, what was the other one? I think it was the number 50 something.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
No, it had
the Typhoon H was the one with the hexcopter. They had one that looked like a spaceship.
Yes.
Almost. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
That was the one I loved. That was the one I liked.
I could have got you a deal on one of those.
I'm good.
The guy might still have it because nobody wants.
I'm good. I'm good. I didn't realize how big that thing was until I saw it up person.
You don't want to trigger return to home just flying across the street.
No, I'm good. And it's funny. It's funny because I can see it going up to 300 feet just to come back across the street to drop 300 feet. And I'm not saying anything bad. I seriously, I always did like Unique drones. It was just their transmission system that unfortunately they may have had issues with. I don't know what the problem
That was
was.
always the complaint about it.
Couple of more thumbs up. Yes, we appreciate it. We appreciate all of you for coming to Wednesday nights with those guys. And I need to direct that AC this way now.
Oh boy.
It's getting hot. I'm getting hotter. Well, I'm sitting here in the sun. The sun is coming through the Venetian blind and blasting me in the face. I'm getting a little warm.
You got Venetian blinds?
If you want to call them that.
Oh.
Yeah. If you want to call them that. Well, it's official, Herman. The Wi-Fi extender has shit the bed because I pulled it out of the wall and reset it, and she is still dead.
Okay.
So it's still, I still have about 7 or 8 hours for Prime Day. You laugh, dude.
You could get one on Prime Day.
I need to
see if they got one.
I need to. I seriously need to. If they have one, I may have to order it. The Wi-Fi extender.
Hopefully, it'll get to you before Sunday.
Stop. You're right. Well, if it's not 2-day or 1-day delivery, I don't order it. I've gotten spoiled. It's hot in New York today. Tammy Jean, you should be down here along the coast. I live 4 blocks from the Atlantic Ocean, Tammy Jean, and the air was just sweltering. You felt the breeze? It was like somebody with hot breath blowing on you. Hey, Chin Dynasty, fly a drone over your head, instantly cooler. Well, I have the AC on here, but if I were to just step outside, it would be foolish. All right. If we're doing these stories in order, Herman,
we got
this is the story I wanted to talk about.
Hold on a second.
More than anything. Yeah.
Well, honestly, I didn't want to go too crazy on it. Because we still gotta.
I need one that long, Cool Bick.
What happened?
He was saying, why don't I just run a Cat 6 cable? I can run it from the router. I need to go to the store and actually buy one and run it through the entire house. Because where I am in the front of the house, I'd have to go up over an archway, down a long hallway, and then down into another room just to plug it in hardwire.
And you're going to tear it up?
No, there were already holes from before.
No, I'm talking about the cable.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because it's not meant for you to be bending it up and running it over.
Jim's droning. I mean that seriously. You ever had someone's hot breath blowing on you? That's what the wind felt like today out here, 4 blocks from the Atlantic Ocean. And what's nasty about it, the only cool thing was it didn't smell like breath. It was just hot air. Well,
the next story, talking about that, we have something from the EAA, but that will be after a break from our local sponsors, because Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
Salute. Yes.
Yeah, we're not gonna make
For those of you who have been wondering, our sponsors have been complaining that we don't do our local sponsorship enough. So, hey Corey.
So the producer.
Do I need a crappy router? Well. No, because I could use the router as a Wi-Fi extender, like we used to back in the day.
You said, do we need a crappy router?
Yeah, that's my boy Corey. Because I can plug in a router up here and connect to the router in the back, and that would resolve the issue.
And that'll give you a crappy router?
Yeah, crappy router. We'll have to talk, Corey.
You already had those all over the place, right?
Yeah, I know.
Might be able to get one at your local bodega.
Well, what do you think this extender was? A crappy router. Yeah,
No, but
Corey, I forgot. You're Captain Router. I got to hit you up.
apparently, Lawrence, the EAA has
Yes.
objected to the controversial drone UAV rulemaking report. According to from what I'm hearing and what I've read, they've
Yeah.
submitted written comments.
Mm-hmm.
Following a recent public meeting
Okay, Ray Kelly.
on the advisory rulemaking committee final report.
Okay.
And they say that the previous recommendations to the FAA in regard to the integration to beyond visual line of sight operations
Yeah.
by UAS
Yes.
into national airspace. They're saying that that I don't know. They're how can I say
They're saying a lot in this story. I'll just wait for you to get to.
they are, but they're objecting to the what the final I guess rules are on it, and
Well, I understand.
They also note that hold on a second, because I want to mention something here that I thought was kind of interesting, and a lot of guys always talk about these things,
right?
And that's why I thought it was interesting that they mentioned it. They noted that what they've submitted, numbers of that they didn't take into consideration the amount of crewed meaning manned aircraft operations that take place at low altitude,
right?
And they went on to talk about stuff like so as far as seaplanes, because we experienced that here.
Yes, in New York. Yes, we do.
Rotorcraft, stuff like that.
Ultralights.
Backcountry flying and ultralights.
Yes, because an ultralight can fly in places we can't.
Exactly. So when they start getting into with the final ruling, they felt that they didn't take these type of things into consideration. And
when making the rules.
Right, and their final, what they've presented to the FAA.
Well, all they're saying, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm listening to what you're saying.
I'm so from now. Correct me if I'm wrong. What they're saying is, in order to fly, the FAA made a bunch of rules saying that in order to fly beyond the visual line of sight, you have to fit certain qualifications. Well, that's understandable. To be able to fly beyond the visual line of sight, you have to follow certain rules and regulations. You have to fly below 500 feet. And the FAA has also said that you need a system of some type of remote ID, which is an ADS-B system or tabs.
We talked about this, but this also we talk about this a lot and transmitting signal.
Yes.
Now watch this. All of the crewed, which when we say crewed, meaning manned aircraft operations that happen below and low altitude that we just mentioned, 500 feet, have those things.
Right, like ultralight. Like the story goes on to say that the FAA wants us to put strobes in our drones. They want us to put obstacle avoidance, which is the ADS, which our drones have. They want us to put tabs, which is another type of obstacle avoidance, on our drones and other autonomous vehicles. But an ultralight doesn't have to do it.
None of those vehicles that we mentioned have to have these things.
Keep in mind, you can fly an ultralight stupid close to an airport.
Now watch this.
Can't take off.
Watch this. But keep in mind, their interest is totally different from our interests.
Right.
And for somehow, some way, it kind of overlaps, because I'm going to tell you why. Because I mean, we said the EAA, but what I want to let everyone know that when that the EAA happens to be the Experimental Aircraft Association. So
Yes.
you know, they dealing like, okay, for instance, when you start getting into experimental and things like that, you know how much knowledge is gained from the guy that's out there, like
Risking
we
his
share,
life.
right? We share knowledge, right? We like the Wright brothers. We share knowledge on our experiences in flight, and it helps the next guy grow from there.
Right. You I get
understand? It. So that's how this is what when you talk about experimental and stuff like that. It covers a lot of area.
Well, see, I can understand what the EAA is trying to say because Herman, we experienced this here in New York City. A lot of you don't notice, but have you seen those little helicopters with the tall rotor shaft that goes straight up that can hold 1 or 2 people that fits on the back of a boat? Well, most of those helicopters are kits. And from what I understand, if the FAA says if it's a kit like that, you don't have to carry a remote ID or use flight logs. And herein I have a problem because we've experienced this along the what. Yes, some small planes don't need a flight log either. Some small Cessna planes don't need a flight log because they fit under that category of a kit.
Well, like I know, like the ultralights, you don't even have to have.
Dude, I saw this guy fly his ultralight from his house to a McDonald's, land in a parking lot, and take off again. Try that shit with a drone. Try
First off,
your
drone's not gonna trigger the beep.
Right, you're gonna lose signal once you go below line of sight. Exactly. But what I'm
just
getting,
like your bike doesn't trigger the beep on the drive-through.
Not anymore. They used to back in the day. I pulled up to a Wendy's, me and my boy on 2 bicycles and ordered. But getting back to what I'm saying is the EAA is saying ultralights, seaplanes, these helicopters that are built from kits that do not require remote ID. How are you going to allow these people to fly below the 500-foot mark? And then you have the right of way rule that the FAA made up saying that if it is an aircraft that cannot make abrupt turns like an airplane or a helicopter, you have to give it the right of way. If you're an autonomous vehicle, whether you have remote ID, whether you're a drone pilot or what, correct?
Right, that's what it's saying. But
now,
but this is what I'm saying. The planes are not the issue.
Jim's droning is silly. You maybe think they call it a kit. You'll probably die flying it.
It's the operations that take place.
Let me not get distracted. Come on. Yes. And that's where all the damage is. That's where all the danger is, because if you know, out in Queens, airplanes do not transition below the 500-foot mark unless they're taking off or landing. So that's something else you have to take into account. And what the story goes on to say is that the FAA, they disagree with the FAA's rules. You're limiting people who are drone pilots. You're saying we have to have ADS-B, we need to have TAPS, we need to have remote ID, but yet you got a guy in an ultralight that can land on a beach and not get a ticket or nothing.
Nope.
So I kind of agree with them that if they say the FAA is doing something wrong, there's experimental, as far as the Experimental Aircraft Association, there's a lot of experimental aircraft in our airways now, or is there not, Ermin?
Well, see, those planes that you mentioned,
hey, Cardoso Media, what's
under
up,
those
man?
category of experimental.
Yes. The eVTOLs, all of that stuff that we do stories on fits under the EAA, Experimental Aircraft Association. So if they're saying the FAA is doing something wrong, I'm hoping that the FAA says, well, this is a multi-billion-dollar business that's about to start. Businesses that are about to start trillions of dollars. Maybe we need to listen. Yeah.
Well,
I'm hoping that they do.
I'm glad you said that because here it is. You remember when, and this is funny because
welcome back, Stevie.
The more you know, the more you learn, the more you know, the more you don't lose your head about certain things. I
Mhm.
remember when guys were fired up because the AMA was not invited to the talks with the FAA.
To
Well, here it goes once again.
And symposiums, yes.
Right, but here it goes once again. The EAA was not invited to be a part of this art committee. They were not invited to the meetings, but they kept close contact on what was going on.
Right, they had people inside, which was smart.
Right. They kept close contact with what was going on with members to find out what was going on.
It shouldn't have to be like that, though. But unfortunately, the FAA invites who they want, and to these meetings. You remember the symposium? The FAA did not invite at one time. 2 years ago, the FAA did not invite the AMA to one of their symposiums.
Well,
if you remember a while back,
the talks when they first brought up about
their very first
remote ID and all those other things when that first became.
They weren't even considered in the conversation.
They had no say. They had to go. They had some representative that had to go sit in the corner and you shut your mouth. Don't say nothing.
Yep. And you better not have a recording device on you because we're searching you on the way out.
They gave him the pow, made him go sit in the corner.
Yeah, speedy recovery to you, Mike. I want to see you get back and fly in FPV again, man.
What happened?
I thought I was just wishing Mike Night Train a speedy recovery on his shoulder.
What happened, Night Train?
Well, he had the operation, remember? He's still suffering from that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the same issue.
Come on, man, let's go. Rub some dirt on it, let's go.
But
no, man.
For someone that acts, this is the first time, Herman. Also,
rest.
I wanted to talk about this story because this is the first time that someone's actually challenging the FAA.
Not the first time.
Well, I guess you're right.
Not the first time. The FPV guys have been in their ass since day one. Not the first time.
Yeah, you still have them in court with Get FPV and Race Day Quads and all those guys about the radio issues. They're still in court with that. You're right. I guess the FAA is used to it, but my thing is, if the FAA is going to say if you're flying beyond the visual line of sight, and I'm talking these drone delivery businesses, and that drone has to yield the right of way to a human.
All of these things. He has to follow some of the same things we have to follow.
Right, but the story also goes on to say, what if the FAA writes the rule and says that a passenger in an eVTOL may have to yield the right of way to a commercial drone coming through? The story also goes on to say that humans may have to waive their right of. Let me try and find it so I don't sound like a fool here. Hold on.
Well, you know what's funny?
Here it is.
Okay,
here it is. Even if they were viable options for all low altitude operators, and they are not, the prospect of a drone literally having the right of way over human life is unconscionable.
Well, see,
but
this goes back to there was talk going around about shielded operation.
Thanks, Gorgeous.
And stuff that takes place at low altitude, below that 400-foot level, right?
True, Stevie.
These aircraft that they don't give a shit about you because they don't care if you're up there flying in your little thingy, flying by yourself. They don't care if you fly into a friggin' mountain or not. That's why they don't have you have these things. That's to be honest with you. That's why they don't have you have these things, because they don't give a shit.
Sad but true.
So let's be real about it. See, this is what happens when you do a drop in the shot.
Yeah, now, I know, because I didn't pick mine back up anymore either.
So now I didn't even pull my next one. But anyway, so when you get into that, right, they don't really care about these guys up there anyway. They don't care if they fly into the side of a mountain or wherever they go down or whatever. Let the park rangers will find you later on. Whatever the animals didn't eat, they'll find you. They'll get most of you in a bag, and your family can do whatever.
Right.
They don't care.
Have a closed casket.
And I hate to be the one that sounds cynical, but it is what it is. They don't care. That's why those rules are the way they are.
Right.
Now, there was talk, like I said, about shielded operations and things like that, and stuff below certain altitude. And
That's another live stream in itself.
Those aircraft that don't have these devices, we talk about these transponders having to
ADSB,
give way,
remote ID,
right? Having to give way to aircraft, having to give way to the drone who do have these devices on it.
Right.
So,
right.
I don't know. We'll
but see the point.
It's all up in the air. And it's all talk right now.
I understand.
So things can get legislated. It's just talk.
Stevie just put the FAA is short-staffed. This is understandable, but right now the FAA is way understaffed.
You can be short-staffed.
What the EAA is saying, the FAA is writing rules that are telling us if we want to fly commercial drones, we want to fly consumer drones, we must have remote ID, we must have ADSB, we must have TABS systems, which are all different types of traffic management technology to identify where you are as a pilot. Now, their problem is
communicate with the crew.
They can't communicate with the ultralights, the backflying,
low altitude.
Right, the backflying, the seaplanes, the rotorcrafts, the ultralights. All of these crafts.
There's no communication with them
to have these devices on them. And that will cause mayhem if you have delivery drones, because what they're saying is, and I will read it again, the prospect of a drone literally having the right of way over a human life is unconscionable, which means that guy in that ultralight is supposed to yield the way to that drone. But because the drone detects this device or may not even see that ultralight, okay? The
ultralight can't see him.
Yes.
That's the problem.
I'm going with it. Yeah, that's where I'm going.
That's the problem. Exactly. The ultralight can't see him.
Right. And that could be a problem.
And he may not be able to see the ultralight because the ultralight does not have to have the devices that allow him to see him.
And ADSB, which you
and that's what the issue is. And
ADSB, which is what you, not ADSB. We don't have that on our drones. We have ADS.
Not yet.
Right. But that obstacle avoidance will allow an autonomous drone to say, hey, there is an object coming up. I cannot identify it and move around it. That's fine and dandy. But for the guy that can't see it and could still move back into the line of fire of those autonomous drones and or low crewed aircraft,
he can't see it.
Right.
They don't have those devices for him to be able to see it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying to you? Beyond visual line of sight, if these commercial drones are flying beyond visual line of sight, those aircraft that we mentioned, those operations that take place at low altitude, that drone can't see it. He can't see the drone.
Exactly. If that drone is flying at 350 feet out in the open, okay,
or even
and someone's flying an ultralight, and if someone's flying an ultralight at 500 feet, that drone may not see it. It may see it. It may not.
How is it going to
see
it?
This is what the
it's
EA
relying
is
on it to put out a signal.
Right.
And unless he doesn't have that signal.
Right. But unless it comes across that obstacle avoidance, it won't see it. It won't see him.
That's the problem.
I thought that too. Lawrence, that ceiling fan makes you look like you're wearing a twirly hat. Yeah, I kind of strategically lined up like that. I have this little halo thing. No, it's just if my Wi-Fi extender that's supposed to relay the signal from my router to the front of the house had not shit the bed tonight, I would be on my computer. But so it's still Prime Day up until midnight. So I have to order
still
a
got
Wi-Fi
time to jump on some of those deals too.
Yes. Oh, well, I got some sneakers and I got some bug spray. It was Prime Day. I had to do something permanent. I just felt if I didn't buy something on Prime Day.
You're making me feel bad because I didn't buy anything yet.
Dude, get on there, buy something.
What?
Oh, I did see somewhere, I
What am I
forget, they
gonna
had a
buy?
multi-pack. Freewell, I think, is coming out with a multi-pack of filters,
You know what I
not
could buy?
variable, for the Mini 3.
What happened?
Freewell, I think, has just come out with the set of individual filters, ND filters for the Mini 3. So that variables should be coming. Necessities. You're right, Tammy.
Listen, I'm not buying any more stuff for that Mini 3. Nothing else. I got everything I need for it. I got filters. I have the new funky controller, that the new pretty joint. You know, the I'm
I
not
got you.
because I couldn't see buying this Mini with another one of them N1 control.
Well, see,
I got a couple of them I don't use.
that controller is $309 on the internet right now, and you know what? I would have to get a different insert for my case, so I could have one with the smart controller and or
What you
yeah.
can do, what you can do, what you can do is you can go on Amazon, right? Amazon has a foam cutter, and we can mark out the line on the foam, and you can buy the foam cutter and let it get hot.
You know, not buying any more stuff. Famous last words, Raymond says.
Slice straight through it. Or
contact your boys at Nanu.
See, I didn't want to go back there because I don't want to.
Because they gave you a free case that no one else has yet.
Bother anybody. I don't.
You're not
I don't want
bothering them.
to. I don't want to bother anyone. Plus, I got the mini case. I don't want to seem like a pest or like that guy.
Listen, that guy probably got a raise.
Oh, here comes Mr. So and so.
That guy probably got a raise, Herman, for freaking the guy that sent you that case and that idea.
To what? He's the design director.
Oh, okay.
At Plastic Cases.
All right. Well, it's official. My computer has shit the bed because the next two stories that I have set up are not showing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we do have to.
It's always freaking something. A drop in a shot.
Well, we got what we have. We have
my steak is getting too big.
We have a volcanic survey coming up, right? Don't we?
Yes.
A volcanic survey.
Yes, but I can't show the video.
Okay, well, we'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
You know what? I'm going to restart this computer. Let's do this sponsor thing.
Here we go. We'll be back for a word from our sponsors. And Wednesday Night with Those Guys is sponsored by Those
Guys.
When you absolutely need two idiots to come out and film anything, filmed and take pictures of anything you need to take pictures of, call up Those Guys Aerial.
Oh, no. Did I just hear a plug for Those Guys Aerial? Oh my God. You heard it here first. I'm gonna have to play that back later. I'm gonna have to screenshot that section of you promoting Those Guys Aerials.
No, I'm just hey.
Listen.
All right. Hey, listen, when they need sneakers, they need sneakers. You gotta buy sneakers. You gotta eat. Gotta work.
I hear you. I'm not mad
work.
at you, bro. I'm not mad at you. Trust me.
You absolutely need two idiots to come out and shoot or video anything. Contact those guys.
Aerials.
Those guys
aerials. Yes. Please do. Please do. Please feel free. We do make house calls and all, right, Herman?
Is that what it is? We make house calls?
Listen, I'll come sit on your porch, your backyard, wherever you invite me. Let's talk business.
That's funny.
And now back to our show.
Oh man!
No, all right, we got volcanic survey.
Yeah, well, Volcano. Well, it was. I'll tell you about the dropping a shot. Right, it's dangerous. There was a
Yes, yes,
volcanic
yes.
survey done because and it's funny that you mentioned that because this mission took place over in Japan because the Japanese now this one here messed me up for a minute here.
Right.
HexaMedia has completed a survey of a live volcano using a drone, believe it or not.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
now this is gonna sound real crazy to you, believe it or not, when you start getting into this. The volcano surveyed was sponsored by Japanese meteorological, whatever the hell that is. It don't roll,
Meteorological. Yes.
meteorological. It don't roll off my tongue right, like the joint that the doctor used. I can't pronounce that shit either.
Listen. I'm reaching here too. Don't ask me to repeat that shit
Agency
again.
as part of a larger disaster mitigation program. So they have a disaster mitigation program in Japan with Metro. Let's say Metro HexaMedia.
Right.
And HexaMedia investigated this volcano crater at 2,500 meters, which is 8,202 feet.
Yeah, these numbers were crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. And when you, as I said, it's very confusing. This is MSL, above sea level,
Mean sea level, yes.
And the flights were conducted, believe it or not, well, at that altitude, that height, yes, beyond visual line of sight. Because, and I know somebody in the chat, I can see my drone from 2 miles away. No, you can't.
Yeah. You're fucking.
You can see the area that it's in. But
you can see that bird flying towards you.
The missions were also completed at night due to the fact that the sun affects the surface temperature of an active volcano. Now, this is where it gets a little funny because, like I said, Mount Asama, right? Is the name.
You're on your own, bro. I'm restarting the computer. Go ahead. Go ahead. I read the story. I'll follow the story. I couldn't try to pronounce that.
No, but it was Mount Asama. They said that the sun, why they had to complete it at night is because the sun affects the surface temperature of an active volcano.
Yes.
So they had to.
They couldn't monitor it properly.
The survey, right, at night. So, Mount Osama,
okay,
was flown at an altitude of 2,568 meters, 8,425 feet. You know, it was 4,000. See, this is where it gets confusing. So this is a total, right? A total of 4,500 meters, 14,763 feet one way.
Wow.
Of the flight, height and distance.
Talk about transmission system, huh?
Right? Height, altitude, and distance.
Right. 14,000 feet.
Of a difference, right? Of 1,700 meters, 5,577 feet away from the takeoff and land spot. So they flew out.
That's some mean flying, bro.
5,000 feet because this is outside the restricted zone of the volcano.
Right.
So they flew from 5,500 feet outside of the volcano. And the rest
drone worship was good, man.
Is altitude. So the rest of the 14,000 feet is altitude to get to the top to be able to survey this thing.
That's crazy.
That is some serious drone flight.
Yeah, yeah, just to monitor a volcano before it erupts and get logistics on what's happening.
Yeah,
I
that's
want
serious.
tamales right now. Sounds real good.
What
Maybe
happened?
an empanada. Oh,
What happened?
drone worship. Drone worship came in.
What
I had an
happened?
empanada earlier, drone worship, a chicken empanada. 2.58 miles, Jody says. That's it. Listen, to fly
Yeah,
a drone that
that's
far
serious.
just to take notes on a volcano. I
That's
hope that
serious.
pilot was paid well.
That's serious.
Seriously.
That's serious. Now, you know what? We got 10 minutes left on the show. But check this out though.
Actually 9 and change.
Yeah, okay. But this is some it's interesting thing. We've shown a lot of drones on the show. And
Yeah.
you know, if you check out Ken Herron, he always does that would you ride it thing. I haven't seen him do it in a long time.
Right.
But we've shown the Jetson one, and we all agreed that the Jetson one was made for the little guy. We got something for you big boys.
Yeah, but I can't show the damn video.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
So you got to give them the name or put the video link in the chat.
I'm gonna see if I can do that. Hold on, let me try to do that.
You should close down all those windows. You should be able to.
If
We got rid of everything.
There isn't anything. I don't have those windows open. I keep my notes here,
okay.
so I don't
That's
have
right.
to open those windows.
Okay, you're lucky.
Yeah,
You're lucky.
that's why I don't. I just because I know
I've done over 17,500 once with the Air 2S. The views and opinions heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel and or in the chat. Uncle Bill,
make room in your garage because Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by
those guys. Okay, salute.
So now, the Air One passenger.
I thought you were going to try and play the video. Oh yeah, you got to do the story first.
Personal passenger vehicle, eVTOL, has successfully completed its first hover test.
Congratulations.
Now on January, I'm gonna say January, June 21st, consumer eVTOL aircraft creator Air successfully completed its first hover test. The hover test consists of a full aircraft of their prototype, and this test was conducted after they had achieved their certificate of airworthiness.
Yes, and a lot of people don't realize, but before any of these,
you can't do anything until you get the certificate of
airworthiness.
Yeah. See, now that has always been funny to me. You can get a certificate of airworthiness, but then now you got to go through a hover test. But the hover test was seen to take place they had to successfully hover several times over the course of 2 weeks.
Yes. Under different conditions.
Right.
Basically,
like I said to you before, this aircraft that they've come out with is a personal eVTOL. Like if you guys remember the Jetson one, we've shown here a couple of times.
The one-seater,
yes, a one-man aircraft. Well, see, this is another one-man aircraft, but like I said to you before, big guys, they made this one for us. This one here,
yes, they did.
The payload capacity is 551 pounds. We can even take a friend with us.
We can finally ride an eVTOL.
You can bring your girl along with you on this one.
Or some extra food. But that's good, though. 500-pound payload. You can take luggage.
Yeah, 551 pounds.
You can take other drones
with you.
You can take some drones with you.
You can actually. Listen, you can actually put another couple 100 pounds in the thing with you.
This is what I'm saying. This is actually what I'm saying.
You know, so
And I think that's a good thing.
I thought that
We
was
will,
interesting for the guy. I don't have a price on it, but I thought that was interesting for guys.
we'll have to bring that story back on Sunday so we
Yeah.
can show that eVTOL.
Yeah,
once
I would like to
get
do that
a
because
new Wi-Fi extender. I like the way it looked. And,
yeah, it
and
took
now
these
that
guys.
they're worthy.
No, but seriously, it took these guys 5 years to get to this point. And I applaud them for this because I don't really see the single man eVTOLs taking off, but these things fall under the what we were just talking about. With these things fall under the ultralight
Right.
category.
Right. Under the 500 and below.
Right. So no, under the ultralight category. So they can fly wherever. They don't have to have license to fly. There's no
right.
but,
remote ID and all of that.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. But like we say that, and from what I've read with this company, Air is kind of working along still with the FAA as far as working as to complete their vehicle certifications that the air vehicle needs. But they're also saying that they're looking to establish guidelines for these eVTOLs and pilot licensing.
Yes.
So at this point right now, you do not need a license to fly these things, all these ultralights and stuff like that.
Constant visual line of sight. Well, if you're in the
ultralight?
vehicle, you have line of sight of your vehicle.
Of course, you got line of sight. You're in the vehicle.
True. True. Where's your aircraft? Well, I'm still in it. We're still in the air. What do you mean? Where am I? Where's my aircraft? I'm still in it.
And they're working on their partnerships just like everybody else. This is what I wanted to get into on Sunday, but we didn't have the time. But we went from the IPP program into the Beyond program with the FAA. And the IPP program, a lot of guys, I was telling you guys, check out the symposiums that were going on. The symposiums talked about what we were going to be doing in the next phase and how we were going to do it. And that the fact that the cameras needed to get better, the vision needed to be better for us to be able to fly beyond visual line of sight. Well, we're here on the Beyond stage of the program with the FAA. And the FAA is looking to and they expect guys to forge new partnerships and stuff like that to work to get these things done. And this company Air is working with companies. They're looking to forge partnerships, strategic partnerships that here in the U.S. and globally. They've partnered up with what's that? Fly on Air, AirSense, AAM, and Aero Auto. Now they're looking to develop a showroom for electric vehicles.
That would be hot. Just like you have a car showroom, you have an eVTOL
they're looking
showroom.
to do showrooms here in the United States for electric aircraft. So, they're working on big things, and they're also expected to be at the EAA Air Venture Oshkosh. Everybody, Oshkosh is a big event, and I remember when it had the problems with COVID. But Oshkosh 2022 is taking place July 25th to the 31st.
Yes.
So it's a big event.
Back in the microwave, please.
You know who else? Robert Stanton, Rojo.
Yes,
he was here earlier. He knows all about Oshkosh. I think he goes to the event.
I mean the microwave.
They'll be at booth 92 this year. So if anybody is in the area and they can get to Oshkosh, to these events, check out what's going on with them because they're gonna be at Oshkosh this year, like I said. Booth 92. So, there's a lot of things happening, man, in this unmanned world. It's not just.
Well, I just want to see some stuff flying in the air.
Yeah,
true.
It's a
True,
lot more than just that.
everybody's got stuff they plan on flying by the end of 2023, going into 2024. They're really like you remember there's several companies. Wow, no more shot, no drop. There's several companies that
We got one more left.
are looking to have people flown from their hotels to the Olympic sites via eVTOL.
That's coming in the next couple of years, man.
Yeah.
The Olympics, you're gonna see these
Oshkosh is
eVTOLs
close
take
to
off.
my house.
Whether
Maybe I
it's
can go.
whether it's a
Like
gimmick
Henrik
or not.
says.
What happened?
Like Henrik says, Oshkosh is close to my house. Maybe I could go.
Yeah, check it out, man. You know, it's a nice. They do a nice air show and stuff like that. I think the if I'm not mistaken, the Angels might be there.
Mm-hmm. The Blue Angels.
So
It's that time.
is it? Damn.
Yo.
Wow.
I don't want to do a stream like this. I got to get off of here, man, so I could order the Wi-Fi extender. I got to get it for
okay,
Sunday.
no problem. No problem. We just got to get a break from our local sponsor, and then we can come and sign off.
All right,
You know,
we can do that. I
you
have
know,
a drop.
You got
right
a
here.
drop.
I have a drop for a shot.
That's how it goes. You
Hey,
know, lately I
I
noticed
was
that
sipping hard.
You've been sipping hard.
Hey, problems of the world today.
How hard have you been sipping?
Listen, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate all of you.
Yes, and I always say once again, you know, as far as we're concerned,
Hey, New England.
we appreciate you guys all coming and hanging out with us.
Yes,
And
we do.
Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again on Wednesday. Well, not Wednesday, but Sunday.
Sunday, God willing.
We'll see you again on Sunday with some new and interesting.
Barry, 5 p.m.
What happened?
Well, Barry said, damn, I missed it again. I'm like, Barry, 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Anyway,
Eastern Standard Time.
Be safe, fly safer, guys. Hopefully, I'll have this Wi-Fi extender. As soon as I disconnect from everything, I'm ordering one.
No, he's gonna have the Wi-Fi extender by hook or crook. If I have to order it for him, take him down.
Listen, I'm gonna get it.
To the
I'll walk in the
UPS
store.
place
I'll walk in the store and snatch one out the wall. I'll walk in somewhere and snatch it out someone's wall. I don't care, but I'll have one by Sunday. All right.
We'll see you guys all later.
Yes.
Be safe.
We appreciate you all.
Safe.
Thank you.
And enjoy this weather, please. Get out there and fly your drones, man. Fly your drones, post your pictures. Barry, I see you out there, bro. I see you out there, Barry.
Less than 6 months, it'll be winter.
I see you out there, Barry. I see you out there doing your thing. I like that. Hey, Tammy.
Good night.
You were